Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Newsbreak for Monday, January 16th. I'm Derek Russell. Remember, you can watch Newsbreak each weekday morning at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple or Android devices. First on today's show, let's take a look at the Weather Underground forecast. Temperatures for Martin Luther King Jr. Day today will be higher, 73 with a low of 62 today, and a 20% chance of rain. Your 3-day outlook: Tuesday, thunderstorms, high of 70 and a low of 51, 80% chance of rain. Wednesday, a high of 65 and a low of 52 with a 50% chance of rain. And Thursday, a high of 65 with a low of 58 and a 90% chance of rain. For more weather, visit djournal.com/weather. Our top stories for today: many education experts say that a high-quality early childhood education is critical to a student's success, yet fewer than half of Mississippi's children currently have access to pre-K. That is according to a new report that was released by education advocacy group Mississippi First. It found that 44% of the state's children attend pre-K. That total has remained stable since 2012. Mississippi First Executive Director Rachel Kenter said access hasn't expanded because of federal budget cuts to the Head Start program. That has reduced the number of children the program serves. Those cuts were offset by a state-funded program created by the Early Learning Collaborative Act of 2013. The report found 75 of Mississippi's 148 school districts provide access to full-day public pre-K. Cantor said publicly funded programs generally provide better quality care and education because they have to adhere to certain standards. In Lee County, publicly funded programs have the capacity to serve 43% of the county's 4-year-olds. The Tupelo High School Marching Band is officially going to Washington, D.C. The band announced on Friday it had exceeded its $108,000 fundraising goal for its trip to march in this week's inaugural parade. The 150-member band was able to gather the donations in a span of 3.5 weeks to cover the cost of the travel to Washington, D.C. The group is the only one from Mississippi invited to perform in the parade at Donald Trump's inauguration on Friday, but it was not given much time to raise the funds needed to pay for the trip. The Create Foundation established a project fund so businesses and individuals could make tax-deductible donations. GoFundMe accounts also allowed people to donate online. Meanwhile, local bakeries and restaurants hosted special events to benefit the band. Businesses, organizations, and legislators made direct donations. Band director Rick Murphy said it is remarkable how generous people in Tupelo and Mississippi have been. The band will host a thank you reception on a Wednesday morning for donors and those who have helped with the trip. It will be held at 8:15 at Tupelo High's Performing Arts Center. If you want to take a look at who is paying money to elect your next mayor, you'll have to take a hike down to City Hall. But that may change in a campaign finance reform measure working its way through the legislature becomes law. The bill contains measures that would likely ensure campaign finance reports filed by local candidates are available electronically. Under current law, all candidates for elected office in Mississippi must regularly file campaign finance reports. These reports must identify donors giving more than $200 and must outline how that money is spent. Candidates for state office or legislative seats must submit the reports to the Secretary of State. However, those running for county or municipal office file with city clerks or county circuit clerks. Under the campaign reform bill, those clerks would then be required to forward copies of those reports to the Secretary of State. If the Secretary of State continues the current practice of making those reports available online, the public would have easier access to them. The bill also would provide more oversight of county and municipal candidates who fail to file their finance reports. The bill has cleared the House and now heads to the Mississippi Senate. And in sports, the Mississippi State men's basketball team won its third straight game on Saturday, while Ole Miss fell to South Carolina. Mississippi State defeated Texas A&M 67-59 at Humphrey Coliseum. The Bulldogs improved to 12 wins and 4 losses with a 3-1 record in the SEC. Schneider Herard scored a career-high 16 points, while Lamar Peters, Quindary Weatherspoon, and Eric Hallman each scored in double figures. The Bulldogs continue their homestand on Tuesday against 6th-ranked Kentucky. Ole Miss lost to South Carolina 67-56 on the road. Gamecocks never trailed despite missing 10 straight shots at one point in the first half. The Rebels were shooting just as poorly and turning the ball over more. Ole Miss played without leading scorer DeAndre Burnett, who set out with a high ankle sprain. The Rebels host Tennessee on Tuesday. That does it for Newsbreak on this Monday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. We also have the Memo podcast, which delves deeper into the local news of Northeast Mississippi with analysis and commentary. You can listen at memo.djournal.com or wherever podcasts can be downloaded. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. I'm Derek Russell. Have a great Monday.